Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and this will be my last garden tour. It's getting to that point when we had a light frost. There are some things that did take it. I did cover some, but as just you can see, lots of leaves are falling, and it's getting quite chilly. The temps have been really nice, but right now it's a cold front moved in, it feels like fall for once, but the salvias seem to really like the cool better than anything. And I'm just cleaning up what's not looking great. We have been pretty dry, so I can't have a fire pit, but we did get about 1.5 inches of rain the other day. But it's so windy, so there's a lot of wind today. But I had to get this in because I don't think that's gar. I love this. And can you believe that Juga is blooming? I just took that from my garden, so I love these containers. Looking great for fall. I did move some plants over here as others just stopped. The sun situation is definitely not in my yard anymore. This does get the most sun. I know I had to fix that. Those are my corn stalks. I did get corn and it was really good. Yeah, these were just some vinca I saved from my summer containers, and it looks so good. I love that. The ageratum looks fantastic. So as plants start to go, like I had a hardy mum I planted in my garden, so I just replaced this here, and then some of my gourds. But yeah, I do love the gar. It's stretching a little bit just because this is not that sunny anymore. Maybe a couple hours. I'd still love the hydrangeas in these containers. Can't wait to see what they look like for winter. Those heads are going to be striking. That's why I leave all the heads on my hydrangeas. I know with heavy snow it weighs it down, but they'll be fine. They'll just get a hard prune in the spring. And in my zone, this is a little hottie. This may not make it, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? They keep putting out more blooms. The sun kinks here at some point. I will be cutting these back. Otherwise, I don't do a whole lot of cutback in my gardens until spring. But once a really hard freeze comes, not hard freeze, but just we had 31. But you can even see with it being dry too. And they've just been struggling a little bit, but these get really mucky. So I will cut those so they don't land on top of everything else and make it look gross. Lots of fall color here, and these are goat's beard. I love that little yellow. More of the little hottie. I mean, this is just gorgeous. In my eyes, it's gorgeous. I do love the Carl Forster grasses here. And I got a hydrangea planted here, so it just is gonna kind of swoop and then continue. And I love this area, especially in the evening or afternoon. This gets a lot of sun just with the no leaves on the trees. And then yesterday I worked over here to keep smothering out the bishop's weed. That is going to be a job I will probably have to do for a few years, but it'll just keep cardboard. And I do have to tie up these roses a little bit, the stragglers. Lots of good growth on those. So honestly, I'm ready for a frost, like a hard one killing. I did cover some. I did save all my begonias. I had to do that really quick. It was kind of misting that day, and it's been windy every day. This is normal. But otherwise, everything still looks really great. And that's just due to lots of rain at the start. And then we had some really warm weather, 90s for a bit. But the Hakana clograsses look great, along with the heuchras. And the Korean featherweed grass here. I do not blow the leaves out of my gardens. I just leave them alone. That just adds to your soil. Even in the spring, I won't move any of the leaves. I didn't last year, and actually that was, it worked out. They just decompose pretty quickly. But this area here, I love these heucheras with the firelight tidbit. I have my surgery scheduled, so I'm trying to get everything done that I can. So I don't have to, I was debating if I wanted to plant daffodils, and I'm not. I don't want to fall behind and then have a lot to do when I can't do it. Ivory halo red twig dogwood. Look how beautiful those stems are going to be. Next year I will probably cut this really hard, probably about a foot or so. See how that works. I think they grow pretty good. But I really want to have those red stems for winter. Juga still looks good. Even the hostas. There are some that look a little tough, like Golden Tiara is one of the first ones to start throwing a fit. But I know I have some ferns back here that are getting a little crispy. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this Boston fern. Whether I want to cut it all back and try and save it. I do have one bloom in here. I don't worry about stepping on the ferns. They're ostrich ferns. This is Henry Eye. Love it. Look at the little fuzzy. I mean, look at how, was it October 19th, 20th? It's crazy. Squirrels have gone nuts digging in a lot of my containers. Getting ready for winter. The Brenner still looks really good. This was all kind of drooping the other day, but once we got that rain, that perked things up quite a bit. Look at this one in back, how shiny that one is. Like silvery versus the other ones. I love that. And this kind of clover grass here. So I did set a couple goals for myself this year. First is keep the budget to a minimum. Second, well, first one was to edge, which I did do. And then, actually they were all kind of number one spots, and then grow as much food as I could. I have a lot of thistle. I've never had so much thistle before, and it's because I know by that shed over there, he didn't cut any of his weeds down, so all of them went to seed, and I have a lot of thistle over there. Obviously, you know, I don't give a crap about weeds, but I don't let mine go to seed because I already struggle with it in my lawn. So yeah, that's a lot of thistle I have to get on top of. So yeah, it was grow as much food as I could, edge, which I did, and then keep the budget to a minimum. And I got a lot of clearance, not really clearance, they were just sale plants. And it worked out, so I'm really proud of myself. This lamium in here is just gorgeous. I know this Sun King, I'm gonna cut that back, but all of this is gonna stay in here. See if that comes back. I'm taking a chance with my zone. This willow here got huge. I wasn't expecting that kind of growth. I just planted this year. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna want to cut it back, but I'm hoping I can do something with these stems. I do like the grasses in here, so we'll see. The squirrels have been digging out the mulch. I had to put that in there just because they were really bad. I was thinking about rocks, but I really don't want to go with rocks. Don't the nine barks look amazing with the grasses? The reason why I have so many Korean featherweed grass is because you can start this from seed. And then I did widen this. I just did not like how that just kind of came out and came in. So I put a lot of spent potting mix in here for my containers. I raked up some of this pine needles from my neighbor's trees that fell in my yard. And you can see the squirrels have been going to town, but I'm just leaving this. Like, these hostas will get moved forward. I think I'm going to plant some of my ajuga in here. Just keep it simple. I did cover these containers too, but I'm almost ready to be done with those. Squash, holy cow, it better be worth it. I haven't tried any yet. I'm just giving it some time. I did leave the Malabar spinach because I think that's really pretty in itself. And there you can see a few of this. That might not even be that. It could be, I also had the hyacinth bean vine on here. So yeah, so this area is doing pretty good. This is a service berry. Just planted this, given this room to grow. It's got a bunch of room and then some low growing plants around it. This grass may or may not stay here. I just love all the colors. As far as blooms, I don't have a lot, but I am perfectly okay with that. I love the grasses and I love foliage. It's not just gorgeous. I love the color on the Durvilla here. Just this area in general. Yes, there is some dying, but that's okay. Got the peppers done. Whenever we were getting that, like the 31, I harvested everything and just got rid of the rest. I wanted to show you, isn't this beautiful? Like, I haven't even watered the salvia here. Look at the color on this with the calamintha. And that just looks as fresh as can be, doesn't it? I cut that back, I think, in the middle of June because it flopped due to all the rain that we had. And then this is what I'm getting. So yes, I do leave a lot of this just for structure in the winter coverage. And right now I'm getting a little lazy, so in spring I should have a bit more energy. These are storm-proof hydrangeas, looking pretty good. Got like three shirts on and a coat. I'm just not used to the chill yet. I did have asters here and they just didn't do it for me. So this is where I had a hardy mum. It's that mammoth yellow quill that I had in the front. So I just planted it here. And then this whole area right here is Amsonia. So yes, it is that big. And then I had cut back the tall garden phlox a little bit after it was done blooming, just because it was flopping again with such heavy rains. And then it looks pretty good. Not as great as the first flush. And then I got that on because I have a lot of squirrel damage in the winter. They're jumping on this goat. He's tipping over and then digging in my strawberries. That's where I was thinking about putting some rocks. I don't really want to. Look at this sedum here. Isn't that just beautiful? I was not expecting to get blooms. I just planted it this year. I think it's called Daphne. October Daphne stone crop, sorry. So yeah, I guess it's right. It's definitely blooming in October. I think these pots, I'm gonna turn them upside down on a pallet and then leave them out for the winter. I'm gonna see what happens. If they crack, I'll just glue them together. The less I have to do, like I don't want to go to storage. That's a lot of work. Oh, more of this. I just love this. Bees, butterflies, you name it. But yeah, I'm really trying to do not less work, just make it a little bit easier into next year too, not having to take everything up and then bring everything back. The rose here is just, that is a beast. I have pruned this twice this year, but look at this. This is sweet autumn clematis. Is this not just like the coolest? Look how, I don't know. I know it's invasive for a lot of you, but the rabbits here really like clematis, and what happens. It can take over along with this rose. I've been getting so many raspberries from this too. Was not expecting that. We'll see if that makes it. It should, because the bottom is open on here, so hopefully those roots go a little bit deeper. So yeah, the phlox looks really beautiful and healthy. Not all of it did, so I did trim that back. Whatever didn't look, this one's good, but there's a little patch next to it. I thought, well, I need more room next to this apple tree here. So I think I am. So I'm leaving all of these supports in these beds. I have other supports that stay in the ground year round with my winter, so I'm just gonna give it a whirl. Along with, I'll put these in the gardens. I mean, once it freezes, they're not gonna go anywhere. I did get my garlic planted. I have 3 different types. I didn't label it. Honestly, I love garlic no matter what. So, and then I put a huge layer of compost on it. I was gonna put some leaves, so I'm just kind of awaiting till it really gets cool. I didn't want to do it when, we had 90-degree weather. But yeah, so more garlic here, and I figure this will work because tomatoes here, garlic here, and I'm not taking up another bed where I can grow food, because this is where I had my corn, and I did get the corn stalks, and I did get 2 nice cobs, and it was so good. I was shocked. It's like, not expecting that, but I'd like to get in a little bit earlier and actually, take care of it, because I just planted it. I didn't water it, and it did amazing. I was hoping that this would bloom because this is a self-seeded, but I don't know if it's going to, if it's just too cool for it. It is kind of opening a little bit more, but it might not. I think, not this year, I'm just going to leave this branch, but I'd like to cut that and just leave this alone. I mean, look at that. I just, every time I'm out here, I just stop and stare at this. Like these salvias, I haven't done anything. I haven't pruned, watered. I did water them in like the first week that they were in the ground, but then after that, they were good. And I love 9-barks. Absolutely love them. They do get bigger than because they're the tiny wine. And when you think from here to all the way over here, that's okay. At some point, if I'm going to be putting leaves in my beds just to cover that soil for the season, it just really helps in the spring. Doesn't get so dried out. I know we get a lot of snow. Well, most of the time we get a lot of snow. These are my squash, so I'm just kind of letting them ripen a little bit more. This one was little, but I mean, you can obviously see the size of this one. I think this is supposed to turn like that color, but we'll see what happens. Aren't these pretty? So I know I had a little tiny, this is I think a honey baby. I don't know. I forget. I gotta look at my seeds. But yeah, this was a really nice size. So very impressed with what I got here, plus the gourds that I got. I am leaving the beans up. I did pick some because I'm letting them dry so I can save seed for next year. These arborvitaes, the full speed of hedge, definitely is living up to its name. That one especially, on the end there, it kind of goes tall and then down, but they're amazing. They've been put through the ringer, so I love them. Composting bags and bins are completely full, just been layering with green and brown, and I keep trying to put more in. That Incredible looks really good over just that little pop of color here. This is a dogwood that basically rooted itself. I use it as a stake, but look at those stems. Isn't that not gorgeous? My thought is, I did not plant this here, so it's definitely a little bit too close, but it's a really good grower. I'm pretty sure that this tree here, which is a pagoda dogwood, golden shadows, it just doesn't like the sun situation. I used to have so much shade that this loved it, but it looks like it's just really struggling. Depending, I might put the dogwood here and figure something out, but I'll just see how this does first. The coral berries, for some reason, I don't know, maybe the birds have been getting to them, but but you can see, maybe because we just got dry. But I still like the foliage though. Kind of reminds me a little bit like eucalyptus. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then kind of a green blue tinge with the 9-barks here. I mean, I love this whole combo. And then this willow here too. I'm gonna always cut it back to about a foot. And then I'll see if I can do something with this. I'll have to look online. I do have some hostas back here that I might move next year, kind of figure out that area. I know that gets a lot of sun, but this whole garden does. But I also want to give them some room because they do get really big. Look at, this is my pussy willow. I hope I didn't step on anything. Look how cool that is. And this, the rabbits, they like this too. And I cut this down to, less than a foot. And that's all new growth. Oh, I have one right here too. Nice. I've never had that happen. I planted it, was it last year in the fall or the year before? I forget. And I can't wait. Feels good. I think I've probably kept on the gardening so well this year. I've amazed myself. This is another serviceberry, just more upright standing ovation. This was a clearance plant, so we'll see how that does. Some of these beans are just huge, but they're just taking their sweet time to dry. I did like some like this take off and bring inside just to see if it'll dry on its own without getting gross. I do like this. I know this was a little harsh with the cutback, but I think this will be really good just to keep this area open here and just allow as much light into this area. I know this looks like it's curving. It's a dwarf apple tree, so the rootstock and everything is a little curved. So I've got a stake here. I don't know if I'm going to see if I can pull that back a little bit more. I just don't want like a heavy snow to like push that down, just because those stems are still really tiny. This is a cherry Romeo and Juliet, so this looks promising here. It was struggling since I got it. When I got it from Fast Growing Trees, it was as dry as can be. So half it was yellowing, falling. So, but both are there. Both Romeo and Juliet. I just planted them together. So I hope they both make it. Or if it will be a true Romeo and Juliet story. Let's see. This is just a little area that I'm working with. And not too much down here. Some pretty good color on the hydrangeas. The lilacs are yellowing. They get this color. Had a lot of browning. We just got so dry, but I love that for winter. Like I said, I know a lot of people cut them down. I don't know why, because it just offers a whole lot of interest from the time they start blooming until next year. Oh, I'm gonna appreciate this sun. I did not know the Astrantia was blooming again. That is so pretty. This did finally fill up. The birds are loving that. Not at the moment. Like I said, it's pretty cool here. But I'm really loving this area. This is a year that I just kind of simplified everything. I've been kind of changing the way that I garden. I like a lot of repeated plants, especially ones that do good. So if you see a lot of Alchemillomallus, it's because it loves my gardens and I love it. And then same with alliums. But I like the fact that I can get into my gardens, and I know some people don't like to see soil. I was one of those, and now I'm kind of like, last year there was a lot of frustration with getting in and staking and cutting that. It's just, and I'm just kind of changing the way I garden with the medical issues that I have, and just going with more shrubs, low maintenance plants. I mean, some annuals, but look at, is that not just beautiful? I know I focus on this plant all the time, but beautiful. It just glows. But look at the trees. Isn't that just gorgeous too? All right, so hopefully you enjoyed, and I want to wish everyone a happy fall and winter, and bye for now.